You know your place, don't you? I've been home washing up and wiping up. Lynn's been cooking and cooking and cooking.
Oh, that's
all
right,
these
yeah.
cakes.
Margaret sent you.
So, you know, there's stuff. And you know what it's like? I know when you're getting cake stuff off tins and icing, you know. Yeah.
What's going on here?
Right, don't start this. If you can hurry up, that as well.
We're gonna get here. I think. Perfect too.
Is it just me talking or you talking as well?
Yeah, that's right.
I hear the sound way out there.
I don't want to be famous for my face. I want to be famous for my heart.
I think it is.
It's some good.
Jordan Guston. And they're off. Still Johnson holding it just from Stapleton. Hall moving up on the outside as well. Shoulder to shoulder as they go down with 200 to go. But out in front it looks like Joshua Johnson beginning to build the lead. No one of the other boys is coming back. Can't really see who it is in the dark. Very dark out there. Who's going to get this one? It's Blanket. It's a big finish coming up all the way. They might just break 4 minutes too. And it looks at this stage like it might be Oliver Hall. No. Is that Hall coming through to take it out? Oliver Hall coming through and it's a sub 4-minute mile. What a great way to finish the night, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of that event, Jordan Guzman, and you'll notice he's wearing a black armband in memory of his great mate, Harry Schooler.
That was Jordan Guzman winning the 2015 Albie Thomas Mile despite being called Oliver Hoare all the way down the straight.
Not a bad athlete, though.
Not at all. An emotional night here last year. Jordan running only days after the passing of his great friend Harry Scholar. He comes back to the Albie Thomas tonight to try and do it again at the 2016 Albie Thomas Mile. I'm joined by Joe Burgess. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you very much, Matt.
We also have the 5th round of the Athletics New South Wales Treloar Shield this afternoon, but it's all about the elite women's 1500 and the men's Albie Thomas Mile. Joe, the women's, first of all, field headlined by another defending champion, Brittany McGowan.
Yeah, she's absolutely the form athlete at the moment. Just come off winning the Brisbane 1500 metre classic, so she'll be the one to beat. Fastest 1500 PB in the field, and holds a couple of Oceania records in the relay 1500 to boot.
Victoria Mitchell backs up only 2 days after running the Zatopek 10,000. Be interesting to see how she comes back after 2 days.
Yeah, exactly right. It'll be an interesting turnaround, but she's in good form. She won the New South Wales 3,000 metre championships not too long ago, so she's definitely fit and running very, very well, so she could be one to watch.
It's a field also joined by Holly Campbell of Sydney University and Beth Croft, the World Junior representative in the steeplechase. Question whether they will be able to challenge the top two over 1,500 metres. But in the men's race, there's a really good race on there. A real prospect of 2 or 3 guys breaking the 4-minute mile tonight if conditions suit. Headlined, of course, by Jordan Guzman.
Yeah, definitely can't look past Jordan. He's won the New South Wales 3K champs and the Victorian 5K champs in the past 3 weeks alone. He's in form across all distances. Beat Gregson over the mile not too long ago either, so he's definitely the man.
He ran 7:58 to win the 3,000 metre championships this time last year and dropped a 7:54 in winning the same race this year, so clearly in sharper form than his 3:59.47 state this time last year. What do you think he might be able to run tonight if conditions suit?
We're told that his training is going very, very well at the moment, so I'm hoping that he can run 3:55, maybe go faster than Luke Matthews did in their mile champs this time, or sort of earlier this year. That'd be good to see. I think he's a quality athlete.
Certainly a prospect. He's also joined in the hunt for sub-4 by Adrian Plummer of UTS Norths. He's got a 1,500 PB of 3:41. Got to be a chance of getting under.
Yeah, his mile PB is only 4:07 at the moment. You'd think that doesn't quite do him justice. I think the guy is a World Juniors representative in the 8 and a World Juniors rep in the 1,500. He's quality, like he should be going under 4 pretty soon.
The other dark horse, a couple of dark horses really. Matt Dempsey comes up from Canberra, part of Team Telford as well. We understand he's been training well. It'll be a big go for him to get under 4, but he might be an outside chance.
Yeah, he's had a very, very good sort of breakthrough season last year, around 3:45, and has been sub 3:50 a couple of times. Had a very good cross-country sort of winter season, went over to the States as well, ran a few good races there. He's in shape, so if he can stay on, he's looking pretty good to go sub.
And the other one who is going to have to stretch his legs out a little longer than normal is Mason Cohen of UTS. He's the reigning New South Wales 800 metre champion and was a very impressive third in the national final this year. Is he going to be able to string out another couple of laps?
I'm told Mason's pretty fit. He's definitely got the closing speed on the rest of the guys. He runs 1:47 for an 8, so if it comes down to a last kick, he's got it in the bag, but it's just a question of whether he's there at the bell.
The pace will be taken by Jai Perot and Ed Goddard, just freshly up from the 3,000 metre junior race at Zatopek. The pace should be true. It's looking to be good conditions. We're expecting the wind to die down as the evening rolls in. It's a great atmosphere here. We've got the Treloar Shield first, and then we'll be into the women's 1,500 and the 2016 Albie Thomas Mile.
And the women's 100 metres, the first heat's on now, and it does look like Abby Tadeo is just starting to pull away from this field now. She's in lane 2 representing Illawong. And her and Bella O'Grady, and it looks like it might just have been O'Grady who's taken it out in lane 8, the 19-year-old from UTS North. She was at the World Juniors this year and she's running very, very well. So it does look like it might be close in the photo finish between O'Grady and Tadeo, but we'll have to wait to see the official result.
Timmy, what's going on, mate? All good, mate.
Great running there from the girls as we sort of get to moving into the second heat here, and I'll take you through the lineup just quickly. In lane 2 goes Katie Mott. She's running unattached. Nicola Seals goes in lane 3. She's representing Foster. Stevie O'Donoghue from Illawong Districts goes in 4. Megan McLeod from Sydney Pacific's in 5. Jessie Elliott goes in lane 6 for Illawong. Sina Wildrout from Athletics New South Wales goes in 7. She's the second youngest member of this field. And rounding out the field in lane 8 goes Monique Perry of UTS Norths. Thank you. Just as we see the girls steady behind their blocks now. Windy conditions here at the crest in Bankstown. Hopefully it dies down a little bit before the miles come on, but for now the girls are running into a pretty substantial headwind. They're on their marks now. Just on the inside you can see Katie Mott there. She's closest to the camera. It does look like the girls have got away really, really cleanly, and Mott has made a tremendous start there. It looks like it's going to be her and Sydney Pacific's Megan McLeod there, but I think Mott's just starting to pull away now, and she's going to take it out from Megan McLeod to take the win in the second heat in a tick over 12 seconds from the looks of things. But great running there from the girls. They did very, very well. Third heat of 3 timed finals in the women's 100 metres is coming up now. Just taking you through the start list as the girls are behind their blocks is Aurora Henk of Cherrybrook in 2, followed by Valeria Bablinuk of Hills in 3, Julie Perkis of Mingara in 4, Kylie Strong of UTS North in 5. She's probably going to be one of the favoured athletes here. Marakit Reyes of Westfields in 6, Jacqueline Biesentout of UTS in 7, and Maria Chimino of UTS North in lane 8. Girls on their marks now as we get ready to start the third of 3 timed finals in the women's 100 metres. Girls are away strongly now. And it does look like the Westfields athlete, this is Mirakit Reyes, is away well. But on the inside, it does look like Bablinuk. She's coming away. And she's going to take it just from Jacqueline Bazentout from UTS North. So it's a close race there for the girls. I think they were a tick over 13 seconds there. So great running there, especially in such windy conditions. Now this next 100 metres is the first of 5 timed finals for the men, but it's an interesting one. There's 10 starters in this field, so it's a quick race. It features some very, very good athletes. Taking you through the field, Nicholas Fox goes for St George in 1. Christopher Hughes, who's run very, very well as a youth in the past, goes for Trinity in 2. Jake Lynch of Sydney Pacifics in 3. Rowan Browning, who's run 10.27 recently, goes for Sydney University in 4. Hayden Kovacic, who's a New South Wales 60-metre championships down in Wollongong at the start of the year, he goes for Westfields in 5. Ashley McMahon of UTS North is in 6. Harrison Andrews, a great hurdler, goes for Cherrybrook in 7. Evan Clothier for Cherrybrook in 8. Brendan Harwanek of Mounties goes in 9. And Nicholas Thompson of Cherrybrook, who we saw win the hurdles not 25 minutes ago, he goes in lane 10.
Lane 2, Christopher Hughes from Trinity. Lane 3, Jake Lynch from Sydney.
This should be a really interesting matchup. I'm picking both Rowan Browning and Hayden Kovacic to be to be 1-2 there. Not too sure about the order, but both of them are running really, really nicely. Quality athletes. Rowan was fantastic at the Australian University Games recently. He's probably the form athlete at the moment. Like I say, he's run 10.27, I think, recently, and has run a very, very good 200 metres in Canberra recently, 20.97. That rockets him up the Australian rankings for the year. So he's making a mark on the field just at the start of this season. I reckon he'll be the man to beat here. But Hayden Kovacic, not too bad an athlete himself. As I say, 60-metre champion in New South Wales.
Very good athlete, had a very good season last year. There was a string of about 4 or 5 Law Shields that he was undefeated in the 100 metres. Had it particularly promising at the start of the season, and then ran very well through January. He's certainly on the up.
Yeah, exactly. He does have a few years on Rowan, so potentially that experience may be telling, but like I say, difficult conditions today for the boys to navigate, so we'll make for a very, very good race. Boys not quite ready to set off yet, they're just setting their marks. They're getting ready to get into the blocks just now. We'll be watching lanes 4 and 5 here. Boys are set. You can see Nicholas Fox from St George and Districts closer to your camera. Away cleanly, and it does look like the two favourites are away very nicely, but it does look like Jake Lynch of Sydney Pacific's putting up a little bit of a fight. But Browning in the Sydney University kit comes away and he takes the win in what looked like 10 mid. Very, very good running there. He pulled away from the field in the last 40 metres and definitely just had a little bit too much for the rest of the athletes there. In such good form recently, you couldn't put it past him. So great run there by Rowan. Jake Lynch and Hayden Kovacic will look to have a photo finish for second there. I think they would have snuck under 11 seconds there as well. So quality race there. 10.44 is the winning time there for Rowan Browning. In conditions like we have today, Matt, I think that's a fabulous run.
In very good form, isn't he? He came back after a long time at injury. Had quite a while out.
Yeah, he's been named on the Nitro team for Team Australia recently, so big boost to his confidence. That just happened in the week. Those teams were announced on Thursday, I think.
Yeah, that's been really diagonal and stuff.
As we sort of prepare now for the second of 2 times finals in the men's 100 metres, there are again 10 starters in this. Leo Delay goes for Hills. He'll go in lane 1. Vinay Caramel of Mounties will go in lane 2. Zach Zanadine, he's running unattached. He's 16 years old. He's the youngest member of this field. He'll go in lane 3. Dean Caloris of Trinity goes in 4. He's young also. Kenneth Vuong of Essex Wests goes in 5. Alexander Thompson, who ran a hurdles just before, he'll go for Hills in 6. Corey Furminger of UTS North goes in 7. Nicholas Van Gelder, a top 5 athlete in the long jump in Australia in our national championships last year, he goes in lane 8 for Sydney University. John Crandell of Essex Wests in 9. And George Ockett, representing the host club, Bankstown Sports, goes in 10. He rounds out the field. Just behind the marks now.
Boys getting into their blocks there.
We should expect a fast time from this one as well. There are a few quality athletes in this field, so this could potentially be one in under 11 seconds also. The boys just called back as there's a flinch in the starting blocks. It does look like Dean Caloris from Trinity was a little bit unsteady in his blocks there, but I think there'll just be a recall now.
Feels like a good wind here. Just we're sitting down at the finish line, and it does feel like it's probably more of a crosswind, but certainly not in their face, I don't think.
Get ready for a second attempt now. Hopefully a clean start here. Boys just steady, ready for the second of 5 timed finals in the men's 100 metres. And we're away cleanly the second time now underway in this second heat. It does look like Van Gelder's got away very nicely, but Thompson's coming through, and it's very hard to pick this one. There's 5 across here, but I think it's just going to be Westfield's. That's Zach Zaniadine there. He looks like he's taken out that race here, but very, very good time there from the boys. There were 5 or 6 from lanes 1 to 5 that were pretty much inseparable with 10 metres to go. But I do think Zach Zanadine in the Westfields club has taken that out.
Stability on Jimmy?
Great running there. Like Matt says, crosswind, so thankfully it's not in their face.
Unfortunately, we don't have the digital readout of the wind here like we do at SOPAC. We might see if we can try and get an indicative reading on the wind just to see what it's been doing.
Yeah, but you know what? We have a red sock in the middle of the field, right in the middle of the javelin for whatever reason. That's blowing across, but it's not at full stretch, so it can't be that powerful. But yeah, if you don't have numbers to go off, that sock is your main port of call, and it's blowing sideways.
It's old school, the old windsock out in the middle of the field.
Oh, mate, you can't go past it. It's traditional. We're running traditional distances tonight.
It's a
Let's
classic
go with traditional
night.
stuff. Yep, exactly right. This is section 3 of 5 timed finals in the men's 100 metres. Again, 10 starters. Jared Cowley represents UTS Norths, goes in lane 1. Sean Wern of Mounties Athletics Club, he goes in 2. Lachlan McLean from Parramatta goes in lane 3. Aik Teng Heng, the oldest member of this field, he's 61. He goes for Athletics New South Wales in 4. Rohit Grover, Sydney University, goes in lane 5. Matija Hrapic goes for Athletics Easts. He's in 6. James Ellis, one that opens hurdles. He goes in 7 for Sydney University. Michael Laws of Blue Mountains in 8. Blake Langtree, Campbelltown in 9. And Mike Nicosia for Bankstown Sports in lane 10. The boys ready on their blocks now as you see UTS North's Jared Cowley closest to your picture. And they're away after with a fast gun. Cowley got best start, I'd say, but again, it's a difficult one to pick. I think it's looking like Lachlan McLean representing Parramatta is going to come away and take this here. He's just crossed first. A very powerful looking athlete there. A great run from him. So awesome piece of athleticism there from Mr. McLean. Very rare to have a Parramatta athlete here. It's not one of the most well-represented clubs, so it's good to see them chalk up a win in one of these races.
No, good to see a win. You're quite right. You don't see too many Parramatta singlets around, although that looks to me like a plain black singlet. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the official Parramatta kit.
Yeah, but you know what? It says Parramatta on the start list, so they'll chalk up some. They'll claim it.
Well, I would.
I would too. Getting to the second last heat now of these men's 100 metres. I'll just take you through the field quickly. Rod Rushton, Mounties, he's in lane 2. Daniel Banganai, Hills Districts, he's in 3. Kent Newen of Bankstown Sports, he's in lane 4. Daniel King will go for Athletics Easts. He's in lane 5. Tyler Clark, another Westfields athlete, goes in 6. Paul Stinson of UTS Norths goes in 7. Jonathan Atkinson of Athletics New South Wales goes in 8. Jeff Pillon, Essex Wests, he'll go in 9, and Jackie Liu of Essex Wests goes in 10. Quite an age variation in this one. There's a 32-year age gap between the youngest and the oldest member, Tyler Clark. He's 13 years old. He's representing Westfields. He's in 6, and right next to him from UTS North, Paul Stinson, the 45-year-old. So crossing a few generations with this one, but it's always good. That's the beauty of athletics. Especially at those Trelaw Shield meets, we get a good cross-section of the population. Great to see. The boys are just ready behind their blocks now. Closest to your picture will be Cherrybrook's Rod Rushton. Sorry, pardon me. Rod Rushton of Mounties Athletics Club. Does look like we have a Cherrybrook starter that's not on the start list here, but he'll fill up the lane without blocks closest to you. Boys just getting set now. All ready for the start of the 4th heat here in the men's 100 metres. And they're away cleanly, and it looks like Kent Newen had the best start. He's from Bankstown Sports, and he's moving very nicely through the field. He's just being tracked by Daniel Banganai, but I think Kent Newen from Bankstown Sports will take it out. So there's one for you, Matt.
The mighty Banky Sports, mate. It's a Bankstown kind of night.
No, it's a home track.
We're thrilled this week, actually. We've just been joined by Brittany McGowan, the winner of the Albie Thomas Women's Mile last year. New member of the club as of this week, recently moved to Sydney, down from Queensland. So we'll have a defending champion running for her new home club tonight, which will hopefully be the first win for the mighty Bankstown Sports.
All right. That's certainly a name you've done well to secure. final of timed finals in his men's 100 metres will go on the marks now, and starting the field out is Jason Lachance of Hills District. He's a wheelchair athlete. He'll go in lane 2. James Kirk, Blacktown City, he goes in lane 3. Carol Cratchville, he'll go for Athletics Easts in 4. Michael Doggett of Essex Wests in 5. Alan Carey, Blacktown City, he'll go in 6. David Lewis, Essex Wests in 7. Jeff Crumpton, Mingara Athletics goes in 8. And rounding out the field, Drew Percival from Campbelltown in lane 9. Gentlemen just getting on their marks now. Only some of these athletes choosing to use blocks. The guys are away cleanly, and it looks like Cratchville of Athletics East is probably away best, but just coming up the outside is James Kirk of Blacktown City and the other Blacktown City athlete, Alan Carey, so I think it'll be these three. Cratchville will take it just from James Kirk, but the final Blacktown City athlete rounds out that top 3 of Alan Carey, and Jason Lachance from Hills District takes out that wheelchairs race here. Great effort from all the guys out there. We do now have a 15-minute break in the program. This is a sprinter's early meet, so there's going to be a 200 metres that will start in about 15 minutes. But I think to take up some time on the live stream, we might have Jai Perrott tell some dad jokes. This was a favourite of the New South Wales 3,000 metre championships.
In the absence of Matt Wood, somebody needs to step up.
Exactly
so
right.
I'm pleased that there's someone who's willing to take on that responsibility. That's
I hope he's got some good material. Sorry, mate. All right.
All 3 or your photographs won't be able to be edited.
All right. No, I want you to say it. Here is Jai for the first dad joke of the evening.
All right. My friend lost the entire left side of his body the other day. He's all right now. Thank you, everyone.
Quality banter there from Jai. We love that on the live stream. It's
Woody
always
would
a bit
be
of
proud.
fun.
Shout out to Matt Wood if you're watching at home. You should be here, mate. Pretty soft.
We're having a great time. That was too good, Jai. I rated that. Hopefully we've got some more material coming your way shortly, but there is now a 15-minute break in the program, as I say. Stay tuned for the men's and women's 200 metres. Be a good matchup.
Just while waiting for the next race, we'll just have a quick ad, but also in this will be a replay of the highlights of last year's women's Albie Thomas Mile and the men's won by Jordan Guzman.
I hear the sound from way out there.
I don't want to be famous for my face. I want to be famous for my heart.
Position 2, Annabelle McDermott. And they're off. It's a big field. Going to be tight round that first bend. They need to be careful. There's still only about 1.5 meters in it. McGowan puts in a bit of a burst. Delaney responds. McGowan puts in another burst. Delaney responds again. Another burst from McGowan. It looks like she might have broken away. Not sure. She's about 5 meters clear of Delaney at this stage. Down the back straight. 6 meters ahead at the moment, McGowan from Delaney as they come round with about 150 to go. Whitney McGowan beginning to stretch out this lead now from Bridie Delaney. She's led all the way from McGowan. She's going to lead across the line unless something amazing happens in this last 100 meters. And Delaney's coming back at her. She's not let her go. Look at her coming back at her hard. She's coming hard all the way, chasing McGowan all the way to the line. But Brittany McGowan holds out just ahead of the fast finishing Bridie Delaney. And in third place from Sydney University, Holly Campbell. That was one great race. Unofficial winning time, 4 minutes 42 points.
13, Jordan Guzman.
And they're off. Still Johnson holding it just from Stapleton. Hall moving up on the outside as well. Shoulder to shoulder as they go down with 200 to go. But out in front it looks like Joshua Johnson beginning to build the lead. No one of the other boys is coming back. Can't really see who it is in the dark. Very dark out there. Who's going to get this one? It's Blanket. It's a big finish coming up all the way. They might just break 4 minutes too. And it looks at this stage like it might be Oliver Hall. No. Is that Hall coming through to take it out? Oliver Hall coming through and it's a sub 4-minute mile. What a great way to finish the night, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of that event, Jordan Guzman, and you'll notice he's wearing a black armband in memory of his great mate Harry Schooler.
The highlights there of last year's race with Jordan Guzman and Brittany McGowan taking out the men's and women's Albie Thomas Miles. Terrific race with Brittany McGowan, then of Queensland, holding off Bridie Delaney of St George, who ran down at Zatopek and won the National 10,000 metre championship only Thursday night. Therefore, of course, not going to back up 2 days later. But this is the field that will be contesting the women's 1,500 metres now tonight, the change back to the modern distance for the ladies, the 1,500 metres. And there are 4 big headliners in the field this year. Beth Croft, the World Junior representative over the 3,000 metre steeplechase, and twice the Australian Junior champion in that discipline, goes around over the 1,500 metres tonight, and we'll see how she goes on the flat. Holly Campbell of Sydney University, she's a national finalist in the 1,500 metres, 4:48 in this race last year, then of course the mile distance and not the 1,500, but she'll be there at the bell. Victoria Mitchell, twice the Olympic champion, won the 3,000 metre championship at SOPAC only a few weeks ago. Went down to Zatopek and ran the 10,000 metres. Didn't finish that race as far as I know, but her class is without question the NCAA champion back in her collegiate days, and of course the Olympian in Beijing and Rio. The defending champion and the newest member of the Bankstown Club, Brittany McGowan, she won this race last year when it was the 1,500 metres, 3:59.47. That's clearly a typo, referencing Jordan Guzman's time in the mile last year. Pardon me, I've clearly got errors there on the screen, but Brittany McGowan, she's twice the Australian 800 metre champion, and won this race pretty comfortably from Brittany McGowan last year. But they're back on here at the 200 metres for the women. They've moved up the start times. And they're coming down the straight in the first time, but Abby Tadeo from Illawong, all class, does the double.
She does.
Maybe.
I think she's got that one.
Just tried to hold off Bella O'Grady at the end. I wouldn't mind a photo of that.
Yeah, no. It does look like a tight one. Actually, I'm resending that. I reckon Gabby O'Grady's got that one. Did she win the 100?
Abby Tadeo.
Did Abby win it?
Abby Tadeo won the 100 metres. But I have a feeling Bella O'Grady might have just got the better of her there.
I think O'Grady got that one. She does quite a lot of volume work on a Saturday. She trains with Penny Gillies and has looked pretty good at Funny Farm recently. I'd pick her for a 200 runner, I reckon. Yep.
Ran very well at State Relays. Illawong really challenged Sydney University in the 4x1. A bit of a stumble at the last baton change, but for that, probably would have knocked off the reigning champs. Pretty confident Abby's going to have a good season this year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's a World Juniors and World Universities representative. Quality athlete. The second two timed finals will be on the marks now in the women's 200 metres. Take you through the field quickly. Danica Sardalich goes to Sydney Pacific in 1. Jacqueline Beisenthout goes for UTS North, she's in 2. Nicola Searles, Foster, 3. Jessie Elliott, Illawong, 4. Carla Takchi. She's a quality athlete. She'll be a favourite. She's in 5. Sina Wildrout in 6. Katie Mott won her heat in the 100 in 7. And Kylie Strong goes for UTS in 8. Girls are away now. And it does look like the best start has gone to Carla Takchi. We'll see as the girls straighten up and come into the home straight just who will be in the lead here. But it does just look like Danica Sardalich for Sydney Pacific. She's out there with Katie Mott. But I think Katie Mott's going to double. She'll take both her heat in the women's 1 and 200 metres. So another strong performance there from Katie running unattached. But great run there. Takes the second of 2 timed finals in the women's 200 metres. This is the third of 3 timed finals in the women's 200 metres. Monique Perry of UTS Norths goes in 2. Julie Perksis of Mingara in 3. Stephanie Thomas, Sydney University, she's in 4. Sophie Smith, Westfields 5. Valeria Bablinuk for Hills in 6. Maria Chimino for UTS Norths in 7. And Alexandra Alizart for Westfields, she's in 8. Again, another field with a high deviation of age. There's a 13 ranging up to 57.
That's what we like to see. All ages represented.
Exactly right. It's good fun.
That's what all-comers style racing's all about.
The beauty of racing. It's the beauty of athletics. Girls just steady behind their blocks now. Just in their blocks as they get ready for this third timed final in the 200 metres for women. And they're away cleanly, and it does look like lane 3. I think that was Stephanie Thomas. She's got away best from Sydney University. But moving through this field very, very strongly, I think that's Julie Perksis. Pardon me, Monique Perry for UTS Norths. She'll power through this field, and she looks like she's going to take the third heat in this women's 200 metres. Just keep an eye on the clock now. Perry will take it in 26 point. Great run there from her. Just in second there is Hills Districts for Valeria Biblinuk, and from Westfields, Sophie Smith. And that concludes the sprints for women. We'll start to move on to our men now, but great running there from the women. Still in slightly blustery conditions. I think the wind's starting to die now. I can see our little sock contraption is getting flatter. There are 6 timed finals in the men's 100 metres, which will get underway now. 46 athletes all in total, but it's a very, very similar start list to the men's 100 metres. Lane 1, Nicholas Fox, St Georgian Districts, drawing the same lane in the same heat in the 200 metres as he did for the 100 metres. But lane 2, Taylor Curry, he's representing the Sydney University. He's a colleague of mine. We went to Australian University Games together. He'll be in lane 2, slightly more of a 400 metre runner, but a very good athlete. James Kermond, a World Juniors representative in the 200 metres, 400 metres and 4x400 metres. He's Campbelltown in 3. Jake Lynch, Sydney Pacific 4. Evan Clothier, Cherrybrook in lane 5. Ashley McMahon will go in lane 6 for UTS Norths. Ron Browning looking to do a double here. He'll go for Sydney University in 7. He's run 20.97, so he's a form athlete, like I say. Maybe he can back up that 100 metres, but Hayden Kovacic right on the outside in lane 8.
Browning probably be a tip in that, I would think.
I would think so, yes.
Kovacic, be interesting to see how he stretches the legs out to 200.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what Hayden's like as a 200 metre runner. Definitely a very explosive, powerful athlete, but that 200 metre fitness is slightly different to 100 metre fitness, so we'll have to see how he pulls up from it.
Still a stiff breeze here, although it is coming across. Probably helped them on the first bend, and those who know much better than I tell me that it's actually a very slight downhill slope here at the crest for the 200. So if the wind's helping them, there might be some handy times here.
Yeah, exactly right. We do have some good quality athletes here. James Kerman, like I say, more of a 400 metre runner, but he's been New South Wales champion in the 400 metres. Definitely competitive in the 200 metres as well. Like I say, he went to World Juniors for the event, made the semi-finals. Rowan Browning, also a little bit more of a 400 metre runner these days as well. He's run 47 points. So the fitness for these athletes is definitely present. I think if those would be the two to watch here, but there may be a few surprises. Jake Lynch ran very, very well in the 100 metres. Evan Clothier, also a very good athlete. He's drawn one of the centre lanes, so he's well positioned for the race. He's in lane 5, was part of that Cherrybrook team that gave Sydney University a run for their money in the 4x100 metres at the New South Wales Relay Championships last week. It'll just be interesting to see what the times are here. The boys just getting set as a couple of the athletes walk back to their marks. Boys just getting into their blocks now. We'll be able to see on your camera now who gets away best. I'd say we're not long away from the start of this first heat of the men's 200 metres. Like I say, 6-timed finals here, but this is the fastest heat and should be sort of the blue ribbon event here. Just getting ready now. And they're away, and Browning, in fact, the whole field has got away well there. He's already moved up on Kerman. Sorry, that's Taylor Curry. Taylor Curry's moving off the bend really, really well. Jake Lynch as well. Doesn't look like Browning started here, but I think Jake Lynch is pulling away a little bit more as Curry makes a late surge through the field, but potentially Evan Clothier. And Kerman comes through the field, recovers from a pretty average start to take the win in about 22 point. Nothing extraordinarily quick. I think Kerman will be slightly disappointed with his start there, but he was a very, very powerful looking athlete. That 400 metre fitness definitely showed through for him there. He was by far the quickest finisher. Current New South Wales champion in the 400 metres, of course, is James Kerman, so good to know he's got pace to boot. The second of the 6-timed finals in the men's 200 metres is going to get underway soon, and George Ockett will go for Bankstown Sports. He's in lane 1. Luke Hamer, representing Athletics New South Wales, he'll go in 2. Christopher Yuss ran in the first heat of the men's 100 metres. He's, like I say, a very good young sprinter. He'll go for Trinity in 3. His compatriot from Trinity, Dean Caloris, he'll go in 4. Kenneth Wong, Essex West, he'll go in 5, was involved in that very exciting second heat of the men's 100 metres, where 5 athletes were almost inseparable with 10 metres to go. Daniel Small, lane 6 for Athletics New South Wales. John Crandell, lane 7, Essex Wests. And Zach Zainadine, who took that exciting heat in the men's 100 metres, he'll round out the field running unattached in the Westfield uniform, lane 8.
And I just heard that James Kermon's time was 21.63, so a great race there from James Kermon. Haven't seen him on the track.
Just received confirmation that James Kerman's time in the men's 200 metres was 21.67, so slightly faster than we anticipated, so great running from James. The men in their blocks now for the second of 2-timed finals. Keep your eye on lane 8, Zach Zainadine and Christopher Yuss in lane 3. They're away now, and it's difficult to call. All the men got away very nicely there. Chris Yuss just moving through the field now, and the St. George and Districts athlete, I think that's Luke Hamer. He's coming off the bend very nicely and looks to be slightly in the lead, but I think Daniel Small, actually, he looks like he's just ahead, but I think Chris Yuss and Luke Hamer will battle it out now, and Hamer will take it in 22 points. So a great race there. He just takes it from Chris Yuss. Awesome running there from the boys. Very, very strong finish. We're very lucky to have some live music here at the track. I wish I could sing as well as she could.
As she does, mate. Not as
whatever,
not
mate.
as she
Come on.
could.
Got to correct me on my grammar, don't you?
Just how I roll, mate.
Just as we're getting ready for the men's third heat in these 200 metres, I'll take you through the field. Lane 1, Rod Rushton, representing Mounties. 2 is Lachlan McLean, Parramatta, in that black singlet. He took his heat in the 100 metres as well, so maybe he can double. Would be good. Parramatta would be absolutely loving that one. Zach Havager, Nowra. He's only 18 years old, but performed quite nicely at the New South Wales All Schools, if I recall correctly. He's definitely going to be one to watch. He's in 3. Blake Langtree, Campbelltown. He's in 4. Rohit Grover, another compatriot of mine that went to Australian Uni Games with me. He's in lane 5. Sydney University. Daniel King, Athletics Easts, lane 6. Nick Turner in 7. He goes for Campbelltown. And rounding out the field is Blue Mountains Athletics, Michael Laws. He's in lane 8. Not far away from getting started now in this third of 6 timed finals in the men's 200 metres. Very difficult to call this one. The gentlemen are in their blocks now for this third heat. We'll keep an eye on them as they get away. They're in your picture now. We'll be able to see who gets away fastest. We're away in this third of 6 timed finals in the 200 metres, and tough one to call, but Zakovija, Nara Athletics Club, he looks the most well-positioned athlete at the moment, and he'll come into the straight with a commanding lead. Let's see if he can hold it. He looks just to be pulling away from the field in the last 50 metres. Very, very powerful athlete now. He'll cross the line in a tick under 24 seconds, so great running there from Zakovija, representing the Nara Athletics Club. Very, very good running.
I just ran out.
Very difficult to separate Nick Turner of Campbelltown and Michael Laws of Blue Mountains in that one to note second and third, but I think it might have just been Nick Turner of Campbelltown who crossed the line. Have to look at the photo finish there, but definitely no doubt about the winner there. Very good athlete, very good run.
Yes.
All right. Fourth of 6 timed finals in the men's 2. Start list now. Nogue Benjamin Beshir goes for Essex West. He's in 1. Jonathan Atkinson, Athletics New South Wales in 2. Cole Murray, Cherrybrook 3. Jeff Pillon, Essex West 4. Daniel Banganai, Hills 5. Paul Stinson, UTS 6. Robert Jessup of Essex, he's in 7. And Tim McGrath from UTS North rounds out the field, goes in lane 8. Men are on their blocks now. You see Carl Murray adopting a standing start technique. He runs for Cherrybrook. He's the athlete you can see there standing. Slightly unorthodox, but he's away pretty nicely. Got to say, and probably looks like he's got the best start out of all the athletes, but I think Nogue Benjamin Beshir from Essex West is going to start to pull away from the field now. He's just on the inside of your picture, goes in lane 1, and he looks relatively unopposed as he cruises down this home straight here, but Daniel Banganai, he's from Hills, he'll come through second, but Nogue Benjamin Beshir of Essex West crosses the line in first. Just takes a stumble as he crosses the finish line, but it won't matter too much. He's run very, very well. He's probably a tick under 25 seconds, so excellent running there. I think second there would have been Daniel Banganai from Hills Districts. But that concludes the fourth of 6 timed finals in the men's 200 metres. I think very shortly we'll be cutting to an interview. So Yusuf Abdi has Abby Tadeo, the winner of the women's 100 metres. He'll be having a chat to her shortly. Just before we do that, however, Jackie Lou starts the field in the men's fifth heat of the 200 metres. So Jackie Lou, Essex West, lane 2. Drew Percival, Campbelltown in 3. Oliver White, Trinity in 4. Michael Doggett, Essex West in 5. Obsi Yusuf, more of an 800 metre runner. He's actually a 157 800 metre runner, but he'll run a 200 metres today. He'll be in 6. Alan Carey, Blacktown City, he's in 7. And Carol Craditchville, lane 8. He took his heat out in the men's 100 metres. Not far away from the start in this 5th of 6 timed finals in the men's 200 metres. Guys just over there behind their blocks now. Surely it shouldn't be too long. The wind's just started to pick up actually, so it is coming from behind the athletes as they round the bend. Like Matt says, we're told the track is on a slight downhill for the 200 metre athletes, so maybe some fast times if they're able to slingshot off the bend. I'm excited to see this one. Boys are just getting on their marks now. Obsi Yusuf's my pick for this one. He is an 800 metre runner, but I do train with him, and he's able to throw down a pretty solid last 200 metres in reps. And they're all away now. And it looks like I'm right. Obsi Yusuf pulls away from the field pretty early on. Going with him will be Oliver White from Trinity, but Yusuf will come into the straight in the lead by quite a long way. It's just going to be him against the clock now as he streaks away from this field. He looks very strong. Just keep an eye on the clock now. And Obsi Yusuf takes that one from Jackie Lou of Essex West and Oliver White of Trinity. But great running there from all the boys. I do like it when I call it right.
We've all had enough turns calling it wrong, so...
Yeah, exactly right. But it is nice to know that when he throws down on me in the last 200 metres, there is some calibre there. We're coming up to the final heat of the men's 200 metres here at the Trelaw Shield, round 5. Just taking you through the field. Aik Teng Heng, goes for Athletics New South Wales in 1. Brad Sharp, running unattached, is in lane 3. James Kirk, Blacktown City, ran very well in his heat of the 100 metres, is in 4. Jeff Crumpton, Mingara in 5. EJ Davey, running for Sydney Striders, is in 6. David Lewis of Essex West is in 7. And Jason LaChance, the wheelchair athlete from Hills District, will round up the field. He's in lane 8. They're underway now in this final heat of the men's 200 metres, and I think EJ Davey actually probably got the best start there. He's the Sydney Striders runner, but it does look like the Blacktown City athlete, that's James Kirk. He's probably going to come into the home straight on the lead, He's just there in the centre of the field, like I said, lane 4. He's just going to start to pull away from EJ Davey and Brad Sharp, I think that is. No, pardon me. Yeah, sorry, Brad Sharp. I think James Kirk. James Kirk just takes it from Davey and Brad Sharp. So those three are your podium finishes in this final heat. Angus LaChance of Hills Districts just crossing the line now. Great running from all the boys there. Excellent, excellent work. Just now we have Jeff Crumpton, Mingara Athletics. He rounds out the field. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the 200 metres at this Trelaw Shield. I think shortly we will be passing to Yusuf for his interview with Abby Tadeo. We'll keep you posted with that.
And Yusuf Abdi has got Abby Tadeo.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Trelaw Shield number 5 and Albie Thomas Mile. We have Abby Tadeo. She just ran the 100 meters and 200 meters. Abby, usually we see you run the hurdles, and obviously today you opted for the 100 and 200. Is that part of your plan, or hopefully it's not an injury?
No, so actually I have been carrying a few niggles and things like that, but today was just coming out, seeing where I'm at, kind of like to see where I am at from last week. I always run, you know, the ones and the twos before I jump back into the hurdles. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do as much hurdle work as I want to, but my coach and I are getting back into it, and over Christmas hopefully have a good block and then come out in the new year and run a hurdles race and see where I'm at. So, yeah.
Very good. The athletics community, we have been hearing a lot about Nitro. Obviously, the team was announced last week, and you are part of Team Australia. What can you tell us about this new concept, and also to get the general public excited to actually go and watch this new format?
I think it's just something different in Australia that we're going to try, and hopefully it does pay off. And I think people like Usain Bolt coming out is definitely going to attract a massive crowd. But yeah, getting named in the squad on Tuesday, was I was quite happy. I was actually very stoked, and I think I've just used it as a bit more confidence and a bit more motivation to push forward this season and just see what I can do. So I'm pretty excited and I can't wait.
Thank you very much. We wish you all the best, and we can't wait to see you compete at Nitro as well.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you to Abby Tadeo joining us on the live stream.
Now, it does unfortunately look like we're going to have another extended break now. After the women's and men's 200 metres, there is I think about a 20-minute gap until the start of these track run 3,000 metre races. It's now 5:56, and these are scheduled to start at 6:15. So if I can find Jai, maybe I'll get him to do a few more dad jokes, but I think he might have just headed over to the barbecue. I'm just getting told that we're not allowed to do any more dad jokes. Tim doesn't like the dad jokes. I think they're absolutely fantastic, and so does everybody in the live stream, Timmy. Thank you very much. But yes, so we'll resume streaming shortly. So 6:15 for the start of the 3,000 metre track run events.
So we now have a community 3K, folks. We're going to take a break for about half an hour, and we'll be back with the 1,500 metres and the Albie Thomas Mile. Stay tuned to the Athletics New South Wales Facebook page, and we'll post the new link for the 1,500s and the miles. We'll be back soon.